On this season of Office Spaces, we're hitting the road in search of the country's most influential innovators, delving deep into the ideas that inspire, and witnessing firsthand as their breakthrough technologies impact the world. Office Spaces starts right now. On this episode of Office Spaces, we're shedding some serious light on LED, checking out how it's made and getting up close and personal with the most custom of customers. The revolution in lighting is about to be televised.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan Friedlinghouse, CEO of the world famous West Coast Customs. Come on in. One of the main reasons to have all these lights in the showroom, it shows every detail, every custom thing that we've done to them. Here at West Coast Customs, we chose Revolution lighting. When we were building out the shop, they were key to certain places where we put light. Each room is different, and each guy needs different lighting. And I think, you know, we learned a lot from them, and they learned a lot from us. All right, guys, now it's time to check out the shop. So welcome to my world. As you can see, we have 60,000 square feet of madness.
The lighting and the angle of the lighting and where it reflects on their products actually improves the appearance of their products. So we have the ability to modify for any type, angle, heat, temperature, and we can customize to our customers' needs.
Market intelligence provides a huge inspiration to our team. Our sales force has the voice of the customer. They gather information, they bring it back to us. We take that information, we actually do something with it.
So let's talk lighting in the paint booth. Lighting is super important. Most of the time, these spray booths come with normal, just bulb lighting in here. And that's where I think the relationship with Revolution and coming up with, you know, different ideas and thinking outside the box and saying, you know what, let's figure a way to put LEDs inside the spray booth. Paint is so key to the end result of any build. If the paint is wrong, the whole car could look wrong. High quality paint jobs require high quality paint, so we definitely need high quality lighting.
West Coast Customs is most likely saving anywhere between 35% and 40% of their energy costs by utilizing Revolution lighting.
As you can see, 60,000 square feet of chaos definitely needs to have proper lighting. I mean, I think we have probably, I don't know, 23 million LED bulbs.
Actually, Ryan, it was 548. Hi, and welcome to Revolution Lighting's Simi Valley location. Here we do engineering, manufacturing, and distribution. Let me show you how awesome this place really is. So what Chris basically is doing here is he's inserting the circuit board into the heatsink, inserting that into the plastic tube, inserting the drivers into the end cap, and building a whole product. Then after the whole product's done, he puts it on the assembly line, sends it down to be tested.
The integrating sphere here is used to measure the amount of light and the color of the light of anything we put in there. We use it to test all of our lots of built materials. We also test the power specifications using this power supply. And all of this is done through a fiber optic spectroradiometer right up here. And that little blue cable right there is the money maker.
So this is the HiPod tester. This is a quality test and also a performance test. For the quality part of it, we make sure that the wattage, the power factor, and the length of the tube is correct, and obviously it turns on, and also that there's no arcing for the safety part. Once the tube is good, everything shows good, it's on to the next step in the burning room rack.
So the last step before we go to packaging is we put these in the burn-in racks. What the burn-in rack does is for 6 hours it'll sit in here and it burns the LED in. It turns on and off the LED 200 times. It'll give it voltage spikes. It'll let us know if the product's gonna be a defect or not. So after the burn-in cycle, it'll go to packaging. Thanks for coming by and visiting with us. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
So I've taken you around the shop. I've showed you how important lighting is in every area, from paint to interior to custom fabrication, but this is where the car ends. When the client comes to pick their car up, we put it in this room. So the best thing about this room is definitely the lighting. We have lighting around the whole room to really grab the lines, to grab the paint. You can see this pearl in this paint. You couldn't see it under normal lighting. The chrome, how it pops. I mean, this is the wow room.
It's electronic. It lowers energy consumption. It lowers our carbon footprint. It lowers our usage of oil. You will pay back your investment in less than 2 years. Our products last for 8 to 10 years. A fluorescent lasts 2 years. Just do the math yourself. You will get 8 years of savings for free.
The LED product provides better directional light output. And one of the key factors was so that he could identify any imperfections. LED was a perfect light source to do this.
Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for checking out the shop, seeing some of the beautiful cars that we made, and definitely hearing about how lighting has really changed the way we build cars here at West Coast Customs. So I'm off. But before I'm off, I gotta request something, Bob. If there's something here we need at West Coast Customs, it's definitely a light panel that's movable. So when these guys are buffing the cars, they can have some light right behind them. Work on that.
Ryan, we've received your request, and we'll look into it. We want to be the best in this space. The best products, the best technology, the best management, the best service. So we want to be the standout product in a very competitive space. It's the beginning of the revolution. The customer and the product have now come together, and we are now about to relight the world.
Coming up next on Office Spaces, need a roofing solution that fits the bill? There's an app for that. Welcome back to Office Spaces. Every leader in the industry knows that innovation never sleeps. And when you've been doing it for over a century and a half, that's a whole lot of progress.
Backing up the product is a huge deal.
The team cohesiveness makes every project go smoother, and it's vital to what we do.
Then we put a quality roof in place at a fair price. That's what we do.
The crews will dictate to us they really like using this product because it's ease of use like a JM product is.
We wouldn't do it if we didn't think it was a good product to work with, and a great partnership that we have with JM.
We were established in 1858 by a gentleman named Henry Ward Johns. Henry borrowed his wife's tea kettle and her clothes wringer, and he had some asphalt or tar and some cloth, and he made the very first roofing shingle ever to be made. And around the same time, another guy named Charles Manville was building his business with pipe insulation using sheep's wool, and eventually those two got together, and that's what's currently formed what we call Johns Manville now.
Hello, and welcome to Johns Manville in Denver, Colorado. Behind me is Johns Manville Plaza, our global headquarters, and about 20 miles in that direction is the Johns Manville Technical Center, our research and development facility right on the edge of the Rocky Mountains. So come with me and let's see what happens inside. The relationship side is so important in our business. We have third, fourth generation customers, and it's not just the products that keep them coming back, it's that experience and the relationships they have.
To understand the JM experience, you have to understand what's at the core of it. We have 4 core values that we talk about here at JM, and those values are people, passion, perform, and protect.
The only way the company survive is to take care of their customers long term, right? So obviously JM has done that for a long time. 158 years is quite a record of accomplishment.
Our employees really understand how important people are and how important relationships are. And oftentimes I hear one of the true differentiators between JM and our competitors is our people.
We create materials that stand the test of time, not just from a durability perspective, but from an environmental perspective as well. Eliminating chemicals of concern, hazardous materials, anything we can do to provide long-lasting, durable materials which do not have a negative impact on our environment. Buildings use about 40% of all the energy consumed in the United States. If we can lower heating or air conditioning costs, then it's going to be a good thing. It saves energy and all the benefits that come along with that.
We make sure that the industry is stewards of the environment and just ensuring that not just Johns Manville, but the industries we compete in can be innovative and can service the customers.
being an environmental steward when we produce our material. We're looking at ways of taking post-consumer products and recycling them into our formulation. We've also identified a lot of other streams for the material we can't use so that we lessen our impact to the environment.
I work with some of the most intelligent people that I've ever worked with here at JM. And they're always looking for ways to reduce waste, not only from a sustainability standpoint, it's certainly a way for us to save money. The more we can put back into our products or recycle them in a way that we're not putting them in a landfill is a win-win for both. We have the broadest offering in the industry. There are 6 major membrane types, and we're the only manufacturer that can say we participate in all 6 of them.
EPDM is a roofing membrane, so essentially you're rolling out a rubber sheet over the whole roof. The FIT system stands for Factory In-Seam Tape. So what we do, we apply a double-sided tape to the edges of the sheet so we can stick them together. Doesn't sound terribly innovative in itself, but I think one of the biggest challenges in construction industry, roofing, actually many other industries as well today, is labor, getting people. The advantage of EPDM FIT is it's so much easier to install, so much faster to install. And the speed means the contractor can get the job done more quickly, more profitably. So really, they can get on to the next job. It's really about making the life easier for our contractors and installers, and it ultimately enables them to make more money.
When I first became involved in EPDM, I put myself immediately into the contractor's shoes, certainly their perspective, and I immediately made changes based on my memories of what it took to install an EPDM membrane on the roof.
Is quicker, faster, easier. And that really revolutionized the way EPDM is put down on a rooftop. TPO is about 45% of the marketplace. So when JM came out with our version of our TPO, we wanted to make sure that it was formulated to last and stand the test of time. And we actually just recently did a roof cut study where we went out and took roof cuts from the original roofs that JM put down, and then we tested them to today's standard. And it's very exciting to see that those roofs are really holding up and they're passing all the ASTM standards, and that speaks to our desire to put product out there that's going to last a very long time.
I started off in the industry as a contractor, and I must say at the time there was almost a level of intimidation when dealing with manufacturers. Some of the processes were somewhat difficult. Many of the products we used were very labor intensive, somewhat hazardous to install. And now as I look forward 20 years and I see how the industry has evolved, I mean, Johns Manville, we build our processes around our customer experience. We build our products around customer ease.
Invinsa is a lightweight board that was actually pioneered and developed, invented at JM probably about 10 years ago. There were some very, very heavy boards used on roofs. They vary between something like 50 and 100 pounds for a board. A lot of labor, really a lot of wasted, unproductive labor getting them on the roof.
Innovation in our industry comes in many forms. We developed this app called Roof Tech Expert a couple years ago. And the premise behind it was it ties your phone to GPS coordinates, so it knows exactly where you're standing, and it knows what the dew point is outside, what the temperature is outside. You can also put the zip code in, and it'll tell you who your local tech rep is for Johns Manville to also get technical assistance while you're up on the roof. We try to develop things that make putting a roof down more easy for our contractors.
Invinsa foam, so something like 12 pounds as opposed to 50 to 100 pounds. So the labor savings are enormous. The contractor gets off the job more quickly, contractor makes more money when they work with Johns Manville.
Success breeds success, and we really want Johns Manville to be the employer of choice as well as the supplier of choice.
We have the right products. We're always making sure that we're talking to customers because, you know, at the end of the day, they get to vote with their wallet. And I think with the backing of Berkshire Hathaway, and as long as we continue to meet our customers' needs, I think we will be in business for another 158 years.
Coming up next, witness the mother of all installs when Office Spaces goes to new heights with Lennox International. Welcome back to Office Spaces. Quality, innovation, design. Here they're all put to the ultimate test. And when you're the leader in HVAC, you got to take those tests to the extreme.
Hi, I'm Elliot Zimmer, Vice President and General Manager of Lennox North America Commercial. Welcome to our Research and Development Lab in Carrollton, Texas. This is truly where our quality and innovation begins at Lennox. You know, it all comes down to 4 things: efficiency, sound, weight, and humidity. And there's a lot of components in an air conditioning system, so we use these labs to test all those different components and make sure we do it right. We invest more in research and development each year than we did the year before because it's so important to us. I'm going to let Prakash take you through the details of this innovation lab.
Let me show you a lot of other cool testing we do here in this lab. That's what pressure are we going to shoot for?
I can go about 70 miles an hour with 16 psi.
Let's crank it up a little bit more, will ya?
When we introduced our solar product line, our dealers were concerned that how long is this going to hold up on people's roofs, and we couldn't actually get any data from any of the suppliers about their resistance to things like impact. And so we've built a hail gun and we developed our own internal test procedure to qualify solar modules.
I'm going to take you guys to incline impact testing and the ship testing. Follow me. This test simulates when a product goes on a railroad on a locomotive. When the two locomotives get coupled together, that gets subjected to significant amount of vibration and shock. That's what we're going to simulate here. It's pretty cool, huh? Essentially, when our product gets boxed up in our factory and goes to the final destination, it could be a couple of thousand miles away. So we simulate that vibration that equipment sees during the transportation on this test bed within a matter of a couple hours.
What we're sending is random signals to the table so that over time we get a broad range of frequencies and accelerations like we would experience in real life. Real life is random, so is our test.
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Guys, all right, how are you?
Good. What are you testing here today?
We're running a halt process on some Prodigy controls.
This is a highly accelerated life test chamber. The purpose of this test is to accelerate the stresses on the part and fail it quickly in a matter of hours so that we can find what is the weak link on the part, fix it, and take it to the next level again. You know, if you have a typical HVAC unit on a roof that probably sees minus 30, minus 40 degree Fahrenheit, maybe plus 120 degree Fahrenheit. But what we do here is we take it to twice as much extreme conditions, minus 100 degree centigrade to plus 200 degrees centigrade. Hopefully the units will never see that kind of temperature. But again, we're trying to test things at a much higher stresses than what they actually see in the field. Innovation is truly the lifeblood at Lennox International. We have the best minds in the industry, globally located, bringing technologies from wherever they are and integrating into HVAC products and systems so that we can have the best systems in the world. For example, the Energens unit that we saw earlier, it has a lot of advanced technology that came from a lot of other industries. We have smart wiring feature that came from appliance industry. We have backward curved blades. That's aerodynamic technology borrowed from aircraft engines. The Prodigy controller I talked about, we designed in-house. We use the highest efficiency microprocessors from personal computing industry to make it very smart to do all the computations on board to optimize the unit operation real-time basis. So a lot of cool technologies make Energens unit a leader in the industry today. Whatever we make has to be very innovative, best in class. So that's the bedrock of our design philosophy. That's why our customers chose our next generation Energens units to cool and heat and maintain the comfort in their buildings. But Cindy, you can talk more about the relationships we have with our valuable customers.
I think one of the main reasons why our customer relationships are so good is because we're just one step away. That's it. We don't go through distribution. We need the customer's input to make sure that we're meeting their needs. And so all throughout the development process, we have customer focus groups. We have validation of the customer needs. And every step of the way, we have worked with our customers to make sure that this is something that's right for them, that's going to make them successful in the market as well.
I've been in the industry for 37 years, and I've worked closely with Lennox on a lot of projects, and specifically with this project, with this customer, we have really established a good relationship where they're very loyal to Lennox.
We recently did a customer installation, and our customer is actually a contractor, and in this case it was New Generation Mechanical. We worked really closely with them to understand what are the pain points, what are their needs of their customer, who happens to be the owner of a warehouse. They have over 50 rooftop units. And so over time, they start to replace these units.
A name brand like Lennox is really beneficial for our customers. They serve the role as our equipment manufacturer, but also kind of point us in the right direction on what type of equipment we need to use.
We went in and we actually removed these units. And these are, at the time, you think 10, 15 years ago, very high efficiency, what we call Lennox L-Series units. And we replaced them with the most efficient units today. We replaced it with the Energen's high efficiency units. The beauty of the Energen's unit is it's cost savings to the customer at the end of the day. These are the best that we have in the marketplace, but when you couple that with the intelligence of a Prodigy unit controller, which gives you ease of setup, you can take a USB drive and it will download all of your diagnostics, and then when you want to look at it, you can go to your computer and actually plug it in. It also holds yourself accountable, and you know exactly when these units are coming into life. When you look back at our history, our founding principles were all on innovation, quality, and trust. And that still stands today. And every single product we manufacture, and all of our dealers and contractors that stand behind us and support our products. And that is the most important thing to us, is maintain that relationship and let them know they can trust us because we have their back.
Revolution Lighting, Johns Manville, and Lennox International. These three leaders of industry use cutting-edge technology to consistently fuel innovation, paving the way towards a greener future. For more information on what you saw in this episode, go to officespaces.tv. Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Office Spaces.